It's New Orleans, early September 2005. Hurricane Katrina had just recently hit and destroyed much of the city, and it was in absolute chaos, peril, and suffering from utter destruction. Of the police, National Guard, and military troops sent in, a few were heard publicly on police scanners that were broadcast over the World Wide Web. One of the more interesting and frequently used frequencies appeared to center around a man whose call sign was Pelican Jack, an agent who seemed to get the most exciting, unique, and dangerous missions. Pelican Jack had a quirky personality, did a few relatively unimportant things, and was still a major American hero. Little is known about the man's background, as all that is publicly available about him revolves around his Katrina incident call sign. The only available information on his history comes from a fictional backstory created by an online community, which suggested that when Hurricane Katrina first hit, Pelican Jack entered the hurricane to fight it man-to-man, where he therefore absorbed the hurricane into himself and took its powers. Pelican Jack's home base appeared to be at or nearby the Superdome, which was referred to on multiple radio conversations. Of the various missions Pelican Jack undertook, notable encounters included escorting a stranded pregnant woman until she was able to get airlifted to a nearby hospital, and clearing traffic off of a highway to make room for emergency vehicles. After reporting that traffic was not as bad as had previously assumed by command, Pelican Jack engaged in a low-speed pursuit of an ice cream truck which was blocking the way for emergency vehicles. None of his missions, such as these, were particularly noteworthy and likely won't end up in any history books, and yet they still hold extremely special significance, importance to the individuals who are involved. Pelican Jack frequently worked alongside others throughout his journey. One of the most notable encounters took place on an early September morning. Military leader Colonel Stuckey radioed to Pelican Jack requesting several military police to escort him and a platoon of 250 soldiers to retake Louis Armstrong International Airport. A C-130, which is an airplane designed for troop and medical evacuation, as well as major cargo movement, was set to land at the airport, providing crucial aid, water, and other supplies to the city. Pelican Jack largely appeared to be in charge of transportation, coordinating between the forces being transported and those in command. Jack suggested sending 20 men in early to coordinate on the ground for when the other 250 soldiers arrived, and also came up with the idea of sending in the troops via Black Hawk to intimidate the enemy. Were the airport not successfully retaken, untold amounts of citizens may have died or suffered in the aftermath of not receiving this critical and crucial aid. Pelican Jack is believed by many to be simply a legend, the tales of his adventures to be greatly exaggerated or at least misunderstood by those listening to the police scanner. Were these skeptics to be correct, however, a very reasonable explanation for who Pelican Jack really was lay in simple military terminology. JOC, a military acronym which means Joint Operations Command, or alternatively communication, could very well have been what Jack was announcing himself as over the scanner. Were he to be saying Jock, not Jack, he would have been in operational command of the Pelican unit, his missions and objectives being in fact orders to subordinates or field agents. Alternatively, he could have simply been the main communications transmitter for the Pelican unit, which, while significantly less cool, was still very significant in the Katrina relief effort. Ultimately, Pelican Jack is a relatively insignificant man who played a relatively critical role in the Hurricane Katrina relief effort. Whilst there are many, many others just as significant, and even more so, and Pelican Jack was just one of many, many, many patriots involved, he still served as a model for Americans everywhere. He made a life-changing difference for the few citizens he did interact with directly, and as a result of his actions, may have saved and helped many others. Pelican Jack really serves as a testament to the unsung heroes of every generation, those that, in the grand scheme of things, are not significant, but to individuals, were life-changing. Truly, Pelican Jack and unsung heroes everywhere are worthy of commemoration. Thank you.